Do you dream of traveling all over the world, but then realize where you live is actually the perfect destination for exploring? In today's episode, Lyle and I take you on a walking tour, literally, of our home beach, which is the perfect destination for exploring. We are at Kings Beach, which is part of Caloundra on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. We have our microphones clipped onto our t-shirts as we wander along the most popular beach in the area, which happens to be across the road from our home. We stroll through the parklands, playgrounds, past restaurants and cafes, the ocean pool and a fountain, and we describe them all as we go. Many people visit here each year, especially families in the school holidays, and it is so beautiful that we felt we should go out and about to share it with you. Make sure you stay listening to the end, though, where we fill you in on all the activities and places that you can do and visit that are all within a 30-minute drive or walk. And trust me, there are heaps. We are talking water activities like surfing, jet skiing, and sunset cruises, just to name a few, as well as visiting world-famous tourist attractions like Australia Zoo. Crikey! We tell you where you can go hiking up ancient volcanoes, as well as some secret places away from the crowds with fantastic views. There is so much to do here, and we are so excited to share our little piece of paradise with you today. Please enjoy episode 86, and if you would like to see all the pictures from this episode, then go to the podcast description on the player you are listening on now and click the link to episode 86. Good morning, Lyle.
Good morning, Leonita.
As I said in the intro, we are taking you around our hometown today, and it's been so long. I don't know why we left it to episode 86 or whatever it is to bring you to this beautiful part of Australia, because it's actually just won a tourism award, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Like it's got a gold medal in the Australian 2023 Tourism Awards, which is pretty cool, and a lot of people do come here for holidays. So we're going to take you for a lovely walk along the beachfront here and just tell you about some great places to see. But we're starting here under the Norfolk pines. They're these massive big pine trees that basically dominate the landscape, aren't they?
Yeah, they do, and you look out across the ocean, the Pacific Ocean here, and you see on the right hand side you see Bribie Island, and directly in front of us we've got Moreton Island, and where we're very, very fortunate is we've actually got the shipping channel that goes into the city of Brisbane, which is Queensland's capital city. So at night, especially during the summer period, we get the chance to watch the beautiful cruise ships all lit up, heading out to up north to North Queensland and other international destinations.
That's I'd forgotten about mentioning the shipping channel. There's all sorts of ships, as you say, cruise ships, there's cargo ships. Then there's also tankers, and sometimes you get defence ships and even submarines and luxury yachts, all sorts of things you see. And Caloundra is in holiday time is a real buzz of families on holidays. You'd have to say it's a family destination.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's at the southern end of the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. It's about an hour north of Brisbane, and to get here, you can either fly in interstate into the Maroochydore, which is probably about a 35-minute taxi ride to Caloundra. Then from Brisbane, for international guests or visitors, it's probably an hour on by road. So pretty easy to get to. And you can also, from Brisbane, there is a bus that comes up from Roma Street, a railway station.
Yeah, if you're going to come on holidays here, most people have a car, and it's best to have a vehicle because there's lots of places to explore, which we might talk about that a little bit later. But let's get started on our walk, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we've just crossed over the road from our apartment. The road's sort of dominated by holiday apartments. I mean, now it's becoming a lot more residential. There's, like in our apartment, in our block, there's 14 units, and I think at this stage there's only 2 holiday rentals for next year. This is one of our favourite things to do. We're on the coastal path, it's called. It's part of a 25-kilometre section, isn't it, from Golden Beach to up further north. And we're walking down now, and as I said, we've got the apartments on our right, but on our left, as we're going down, the first thing you see is Kings Beach itself, and also the well-known ocean pool, right?
Correct.
And the ocean pool was built, I think, in 1937. No, 1977. I think it was done. So let's come over here and have a look, shall we? And we'll tell you what you can expect to see at the ocean pool. So it's actually got a 25-metre section for laps.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it's got like a wading sort of pool area. And
the kids, and it's connected to the Kings Beach Surf Club.
Yes, that's true. That's where we're walking past right now, is the Kings Beach Surf Club. Used to be called Mets, and it's in front of that. But it's also got disability entrance into it, like a big ramp. So it's quite a big pool, and it's got like the umbrellas and shade sails. So it's quite a popular little spot. It's open from 4:30 to 9 p.m. every day of the week except Monday and Thursday, when it closes at 4:30 to be cleaned. So, I see what Lyle's looking at now. As we keep going, Lyle's looking at one of our favourite cafes across the road there. So just down from across from the surf club is one of our coffee shops that's popular, and then we've got our corner shop there, it's generally where we buy our coffee, don't we?
Yeah, there's no shortage of coffee cafes along the walk here.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit further on, you've got Coffee Cat, and they do breakfast, lunch and dinner.
They do.
And you're also right beside them, there's also the King's Bar.
That's our favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, King's Bar. We go there a lot. It's right on the beach. They probably specialise in really beautiful cocktails, and their food's great as well. They have special meal deals pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Like they have taco night and burger night and
ramen night and that sort of stuff. So that's really good.
We're just walking down here a little bit further where it's a bit noisy. We're in the middle of the hub now. We've come round the back of the surf club, and we've come down in front of the surf club right on the beach, and we're right outside the Sir Francis Nicklin Testimonial Swimming Pool, which is the ocean pool there. I didn't even know it was called that, actually. But he was a Queensland Premier for 11 years, so from 57 to 68 or something. And we're now as kids having a good time. We're standing under the pandanus trees. Now, they're another really iconic symbol here at Kings Beach, aren't they?
Yeah.
And so where we're standing now, looking out the front, you can see Kings Beach, with all the waves and the flags and people swimming. And
it's a controlled beach. It's a patrolled beach. So you've got the red and yellow flags there. Yeah.
So they've got a big sign up that tells you what the temperature is, which is what Lyle needs, because you won't swim under
21.
It was 21 now. It was 22.
22.
But right behind us, looking over the beach, is what we call the pavilion. Now, it's a gorgeous old building. It's heritage listed and was built in 1937.
Yeah, it's very Art Deco, and it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful building, and that includes a cafe and also toilets and showers.
Yeah, and it was built. It was a time when all the local councils were trying to fight over who was going to get all the tourists. So they purpose built that, with those beautiful brick columns and the arches, as you said, the Art Deco. It was actually used for the surf club for a little while, but it's now converted back to a cafe, which is really popular with the tables and chairs out the front under the beautiful pandanus palms there. And behind us is the surf club, Met Surf Club.
Yeah. Now the beauty of the Met Surf Club is it's pretty much sits right on the beach, and it's basically got floor to ceiling windows.
Well, not basically, it does.
It does, yeah. And then beside that, there's an outdoor deck area that Leonita and I have been known to venture down to listen to the Sunday session, the music. So
it's a very popular spot. So at the northern end of Kings Beach, as we've just said, there's the club, the pool, the pavilion, the cafes, and this beautiful grass area with seating under the shade where you can look onto the beach, and then you basically can get onto the beach from here. So we're going to continue our walk a little bit further down and bring you back to some more information.
Well,
as I said, it's holiday time, so It's busy, and I'm sure you can hear all the activity happening in the background. We love the busy time because it's just got such a buzz about it at holiday time, hasn't it, Caloundra?
Yeah, look, it's a very family orientated beach resort area, and although we do have a lot of apartments, you wouldn't call it really high rise. It's not like the Gold Coast.
No.
And most of the people that actually come to visit are locals. You don't get that many international visitors.
No. So where we're wandering now, we've just come back up from the beach area just to where there's a big fountain just off the beach, which is where they sort of circulate the water for the ocean pool.
Yeah.
And that's another popular spot when the water's spurting out of that and the kids can run around a big cement area.
Yeah, and during the night, the pillars there, they light up into different colours. So, it's pretty nice for the kids.
It is.
And then as just a little bit to the right, we've also got the amphitheatre, the Kings Beach Amphitheatre. Now, that's a beautiful, beautiful park area, and that's just in front of the Kings Beach Tavern,
Yes.
which is a hotel which I was actually associated with for probably about 20 years. But they do great food. I mean, excellent steak, and the amphitheatre that hosts its big deal is the Caloundra Music Festival, which is the Sun, Surf and Soul Festival, and that normally is held on the first week of October.
First weekend, yeah.
The October long weekend.
So originally this big amphitheatre area, so it's a huge green space. So you'd probably 100 metres back from the beach, across one road, there's actually like an enclosed playground on this side of the amphitheatre, and then there's a stage, a big stage, and they often have, like New Year's Eve, they had some bands and things on there as well. So they often have different events in the amphitheatre. The Caloundra Music Festival, as you said, is the main one, obviously. And then the great big open green space. And there isn't a day goes by that there isn't a family playing cricket, kicking a ball, just running around having a great time in that area. Now, it used to be years ago a caravan park.
Yeah.
So that tells you how big this area is. And then attached to that is like another sort of parkland area. So there's free barbecues under shelter. There's walkways as well, and a little sort of flying fox playground, which is, it's pretty average, but the kids seem to like that, don't they?
Well, I think it does look a bit pretty average, but I think it's the most popular with the kids. So.
Yeah, our grandkids, we have 8 of them, and they all played over there happily, for hours, really.
Can we go back to the Caloundra Music Festival?
Sure.
Now, there's generally 5 stages.
Yes.
And the actual quality of the performers, we can't underestimate, or we can't over promote, because we get the cream of Australian entertainment, rock bands, and obviously sprinkled with a bit of an international flavour. But it's a really, really big deal here.
It is, and we've been many times and have enjoyed it every time, haven't we? So,
yeah.
All right, well, let's continue. So this area, as we're saying, is just wonderful, open, space everywhere, and there's lots of shady spots to sit as well. So let's walk on now. We're going to start at this end of Kings Beach, and walk down to the southern end of Kings Beach. Now, the beach itself is probably the most popular in this area. And
well, there's I think there's 6 beaches in this area. There starts at Golden Beach. Then you've got Bullcock Beach.
Yes.
Then you've got Kings Beach.
Happy Valley.
I think that's part of Bullcock Beach.
Okay.
And then you've got Shelley Beach.
Yeah.
And then you've got Moffat Beach, and you've got Dickey Beach. So that's it's a fairly big area for beaches, and they're all got each beach has got their own I suppose unique
features.
Appeal.
Yeah, appeal. That's the word.
But Kings Beach is known as, because it's quite protected. And probably the better surf, and it's also protected by shark nets.
Yeah. So we're now walking, we've come back to the beach, and we're in another great big green area. So basically along Kings Beach, the whole thing is lined with parkland, isn't
Correct,
it?
yeah.
And, I'm just standing here now, and I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 different barbecue areas that are covered.
Yeah.
Lots of seating. as well, like under the trees. And there isn't today, but often over the holidays there are families set up here for hours. They bring all their extra chairs and tents, and they just make a day of it, because there's also in front of us like a great big shade area where you can shower and stuff and sit and look at the beach, and it's pretty iconic. And some of these barbecue areas have, like this one down here, has a picture of the lifesavers from 1955, like a big mural on it. So it's quite fun to look at those as well, yeah?
Yeah, look, interestingly enough, I read this morning that in 1936, the population of Caloundra was 271 people. So we haven't been here that long. Look, and to give, Well,
there'll be 271 people at the coffee shop today.
Yeah, sure. That's a fair call too. But to give the local government, I know they copper, everybody complains about, governments and whatever. But as long as I've been living here, I cannot believe how good the local council keep the parks and gardens and the beach area.
And the barbecues. Every day
they're cleaned. They're pristine.
The toilets, the public toilets are always clean.
The hygiene of even the rubbish bin areas, the bins are cleaned every day.
Yeah, they're taken.
So, hats off to the local council, the Caloundra local council. They do a fabulous job.
Yeah, all right. So there is a path that runs right along the beach. And then, as I said, there's this parkland and with another path through it. So we might just go skirt around the back of this parkland, just because it's a little bit breezy today and there'll be a less wind out this way. But
now there's also restaurants and cafes, as we discussed, but one of our favourites is Old Dominic's, which is the Italian restaurant. Now,
and there's a bakery over there. There's, honestly, I think I counted there was like 15 different places you could walk to just in a couple of 100 metres.
Well, you've also got Harry's Bar, which is, focuses on pizzas, and they do a fabulous takeaway trade.
Oh, that's just there next to the corner shop. The corner shop, we got bagels for lunch yesterday.
Yeah, we had, what was it, smoked salmon and
cream cheese, I think.
Cream cheese, and they were beautiful. So
and so we're walking now like a little bit further along the beachfront, and it's one of the parkland areas. Now, this is one of the parks that Lyle keeps walking back because he doesn't know this. This is one of the parks that my kids, it's suitable for young children. It's got the swings and a little pirate ship, and so it's really cool because your mums can sit there in the shade. You're just off the beach, and there's lots of seating area again, and just like the facilities here are incredible. And once again, here we are with another barbecue area, and we've got like another, look at that one, that's the Bathing Beauties lined up. So you got the surf girls lined up in a competition. It's a big mural on the
1947.
1947. How cool is that, right? It's a lot of pandanus. What do you call these things on the ground, Lyle? Like they go the pandanus. They're old pandanus tree leaves. So we've had some wild weather the last few days, and basically it's just they're just covering the footpath, and the council's already out picking them up. So
one of the things too that because Caloundra is like the closest to Brisbane as a resort area, it was probably one of the first areas to be actually developed. But and as I said, back in 1936 there was only 271 people. But what we're finding now is that there is new development going on constantly. In other words, some of the older properties are actually being redeveloped and even pulled down and rebuilt. So we think over the next 10 years, this place is going to be almost brand new.
Yeah. The other thing I love about this beach area is there's, what is there? About 5 different places you can come off the beach and have a shower. And the council are always keeping those clean too. Now, we've just made it to the middle of the beach, and we're right in front of the actual Surf Lifesavers building,
Yeah.
And they sit up there with they set up on the beach as well, but they've got like their viewing area up there. It's very close to the beach here. Today, the flags aren't that far apart, are they? They're sort of, the conditions aren't the best for surfing today, so they always have them close. But when you're standing here, you can see where we're talking about before. To the left, we've got, the beautiful Kings Beach pool area with the Norfolk Pines, looking straight out there towards Moreton Island and the shipping channel. And then to the right, we've got Bribie Island. So it's a pretty good vantage point, isn't it? And the beach itself is reasonably flat. You do see a lot of families playing cricket and throwing frisbees and stuff down here, and quite often a bit of a soccer football game going on, especially at low tide, don't you?
Yeah, and I know for a fact it's a half a kilometre long.
Yeah, 500 metres. I know that too because I've walked it.
Yeah, so it's not a small beach.
No,
but over the Christmas period and the summer period, it does get pretty full.
Like I can see, I don't like how many people be in the beach there. There's 100 probably in there now, and I'd say 20 of them have got their boogie boards, and it's it's a great family beach. And of course we've got all the cabanas up, and people just spend hours at the beach here, don't they?
Yeah,
it's wonderful. All right, let's keep walking on down here, and as I said, we're about halfway down the beach, and we're probably going to take you as far today as our favourite little afternoon viewing spot. That's where we'll probably head to right now. And once again, we're on the path now along the beach. And now we've got the beautiful parkland on our right hand side, and you can see people out in their balconies, looking over the beach. And it's one of our favourite things to do too, isn't it?
Yeah,
to sit on our balcony and people watch and beach watch.
Sure.
Once again, like more tables and chairs everywhere, and you often see people just sitting up picnics with picnic rugs, don't you? Sitting here on the grass.
Yeah, sure.
And then we come to I don't know, we ever used this spot down here, have we, Locke? The exercise.
No, there is an area for exercise, and with all the equipment, we tend to do it at home.
Yeah,
and we tend to.
We don't like show off.
Although we do use the walking tracks probably more than most.
And then you've got this there's another playground in there for bigger kids with a big climbing frame, right next, sort of in behind the public toilet block there. So, good morning. How you going? People we're talking to, and then there's like a little area here for viewing. See this, it's like a little grandstand almost, looking over the beach. I think that's where they sit and watch the surf life-saving, the nippers and that sort of thing. Yeah. And that's a really big amenities block that's very popular as well, and looked after by the council. And now we're getting to one of our favourite spots, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is, Australia, obviously at summertime at the beach, fish and chips are a big deal, so takeaway fish and chips. So we're just passing that now, one of the many fish and chip shops on the beach. We've also got, as I said, we've got Coffee Cat and
cafe.
Also
Kings Beach Bar.
And both these particular cafes are seriously right on the beach.
They're under the pandanus trees. They've got fairy lights at night. You're basically sitting outside on the sand almost, aren't you?
Yeah, and basically right throughout the year, between the Coffee Cat and also King's Bar, they alternate live entertainment.
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
much from Wednesday through till Sunday.
And I'm going to put some pictures of these places. So go to the podcast player you're on now and go to the podcast description. There'll be a link to this episode. And I'm going to put there's going to be a map as well, so it'll show you all these places. But I've got lots of photos of what we're actually talking about, and you'll see what we mean. We're just truly blessed to live here, and it's just such a popular place for people to come on holidays as well. It's just, we're standing here now when you're looking at King's Bar and Coffee Cat, and they're sort of nestled in under the pandanus trees too, which makes them just so beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah. And just in relation to the entertainment, as I said, you've got the live bands here. You've also got the Caloundra Music Festival. You've got the event centre, which they do international and local artists down there, and you can just go on the website it's in the middle of the actual town of Caloundra.
Yeah.
You've also got
because what we've been describing is just the beach, the King's Beach. There's so much more to Caloundra, isn't there?
Yeah, so there's you're spoiled for choice on entertainment, and generally it's pretty good.
Yeah, and even some of the bars like Drift Bar around further.
As we go around further, like Drift Bar's a great bar. And you've got all the Hog's Breath, and you've got Coffee Cat, you've got all these Coffee Club,
yep.
sorry.
Yeah.
You've all got all these branded restaurants. You've got Mexican restaurants. You've got
Greedy Gringos.
Yeah.
Hello Harry.
Yeah, great hamburgers, fabulous hamburgers.
Yeah, and then plus all the local businesses as well. So.
Yeah, and down there, similar to Kings Beach area, on Bullcock Beach, it's just full of parkland and plenty of green space, and then there's the beach.
Yeah, it's
and again that's controlled.
Yes.
Patrolled, I should say. So, you're pretty safe.
And unlike some of the European countries you go to, all our beaches are free.
All our beaches are free, and they've all got white sand.
Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to our little wander along our beachfront area. We had fun doing that, didn't we?
We did.
But we're back in our podcast studio, so to speak, and we want to now tell you about some of the other things that you can do and see. I mean, obviously people come here for the beach, and as Lyle mentioned earlier, there's, a whole lot of different beaches available. But, within 30 minutes of either walking or driving, there's so much to do, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's so many things to do, as in, like, you can do surf lessons. You can.
Well, let's break it down into some water activities then. That's probably a good place to start. As you said, surf lessons, and we've had experience with that recently. We had some family members. We paid for some surf lessons just down here at Happy Valley, and it was wonderful the way the setup down there.
So the family did the surf lessons.
Yeah.
We didn't.
No, we didn't. No. Well, we've already done that somewhere else. But anyway, they're good here. That's what we're talking
about.
They
were much better than us too, actually.
Yeah. So it's a great spot there to do surf lessons. Obviously, if you can already surf, there's lots of places to surf around as well. And along with surfing, there's a lot of people use their boogie boards and stand-up paddleboards as well, and sea kayaks and things. A lot of that sort of activities go on, doesn't it?
You've got jet ski safaris down near Golden Beach that take you right down to the Palmerston Passage, and along there, you're more than likely to see dugongs, and which are pretty rare to see anywhere else, and also dolphins. Sure. And so there's that. You've also got boat hire.
Yeah, well, it's Bill's Boat Hire there at Golden Beach, and you can actually, they hire stand-up paddleboards and like little fishing boats as well. So there's quite a selection of things there to hire.
And you've also got, depending on the wind, probably more so in the winter months, because you've got to remember our water really doesn't get below about 19 degrees centigrade. So it's, even in winter, it's pretty good. So the things that come up there with the big wind is obviously windsurfing. You've also got
the kite surfing.
The kite surfing is amazing. And the other thing is that you've got, because there's actually the Caloundra Airport, which is just out of town. It's not far at all, probably 10 minutes from the centre of the CBD. And so you've got helicopter joy flights, which Lyle and I have done.
Yeah.
We've
noticed them recently doing it at sunset, haven't we? They've come across the beach and do sort of a big loop and turn around and actually watch the sun setting back over the beach and the mountains.
There's also the biplanes.
Yeah.
We occasionally see the biplanes, and you've also got the paragliding, which is basically, there's a takeoff point just outside our apartment, directly outside our apartment. I'm not sure whether I'll be that keen on that.
No.
There's all those facilities because of the airport being so near.
And also because of the airport, talking about that, there's those tandem skydiving.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they don't land here, but they land probably 5 kilometres away on Curramundi Beach.
Yeah.
And they do that most days, a couple of times a day, and that's wonderful to go and watch that too.
Yeah, it is. It's fabulous, and as you say, and Curramundi Lakes is near there as well, and it's, and as Lan said, it's only a 5K walk, and they've got some really great cafes there
nice
as well.
Still water for playing with the kids, and then the long open beach as well. But just quickly back to the water, that you can also do like a cruise.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can take your own nibblies and drinks, and do a sunset cruise, which is wonderful, isn't it?
We've actually done that.
Yeah. It was a gift to us, and I really enjoyed that up and down the Pumice-Stone Passage over there at Golden Beach. So they're just a few of the things, well, and of course there's swimming. We see a group of people swimming every morning, just about, don't we?
Yeah.
They're doing the ocean swim.
What do they call themselves?
Oh, no, that's a different group. They're the guys that catch the waves in. They're called the Stun Mullets.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know the group of swimmers, like who they are. So, but as well, though, you can just walk on the beach, like that beach now, Happy Valley across to Bribie Island. There's a nice long beach walk there, which
what
great.
A wonderful segue to talk about walks. Look,
yes.
Then also there's only about, I suppose, 30 minutes drive is the hinterland, which they have some fabulous walks. They've got Mary Cancos Reserve, and that's beautiful
through the rainforest.
Through the rainforest. Then you've got the Glasshouse Mountains, which we actually can see from our apartment balcony.
And you can see it from Kings Beach, the different places. And you can hike around the bottom of some of those.
Yeah, you can actually...
Or go to the top.
You can actually climb Tipragargan and also, I think it's Biwa. But they do say the Indigenous people prefer you not to do it, but it's legal to do it. So... and those particular, the Glasshouse Mountains are extinct vents from volcanoes, so they're really quite a different geometrical shapes for mountains. So
if you don't want to climb mountains, though, we did mention, but just another quick mention of the coastal walk, which basically starts over at Golden Beach and goes up 25 kilometres up towards Mooloolaba, and you can basically walk or bike ride the whole way on a path.
Yeah, and you've also up in the hinterland, you've also got the Great Walks they call it, which they traverse 58.8 kilometres through the Blackhall Ranges and takes at least 4 days. And I think there's 3 different
sections,
places where you can look, camps, separate camps.
Well, and also we've done some of the shorter ones up there in the Condoleezza National Park.
It's beautiful. I mean, seriously beautiful.
Well, and seeing we're doing activities, we're being active. What about the mountain bike trails that we've got close by?
Yeah, we've got Sugarbag Road. That's what they call it, and I had a quick look at that, and there's all sorts of jumps, and
I did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what was there. Because Leonita and I, we're not likely to go mountain bike riding.
But we probably will have family members or friends come and do it. And I'd like now I know about it a bit more. Where you actually enter in, they've done all that up, and there's parking and facilities and a coffee shop, and we can get it off road there. And the bike tracks look amazing, and that literally, as the crow flies from the beach, would be maybe 1.5 kilometres. So it's not even that far.
No, it's not far.
Yeah. So, and what about, we've also got a golf course here?
Yeah, you've got the Caloundra golf course.
Yeah, and that's, once again, it's even closer than the bike tracks, It's just over the back of the beach here. So,
well, also up in the hinterland, you've got Maloney Golf Club. Yep. So for those people that enjoy frustration and like to play golf, there's plenty of choice. You've also got Twin Waters out just out past, a bit further, but there's plenty of golf courses.
And I've got one you probably forgot about.
Probably.
Croquet.
You're right. I did.
There's a mallet club here, and they play croquet, and visitors are welcome. So I know a lot of people are into that, and I've been and had a bit of a game, and it's actually quite a lot of fun. There's lots of activities, and and just quickly also on just probably 20 minutes is at the lake before you get to Landsborough there, where you another lake area you can walk around, McEwen Dam, I think it's called.
Yep. And then, well, if you're going to go that far, you may as well go to Australia Zoo, which is only probably 10 minutes past that.
Yeah,
now, Australia Zoo is the famous zoo, and
it's world famous, and you just have to say crikey, and everyone knows who you're talking about.
Yeah, Steve Irwin was the well, actually, his dad was the founder of the original Australia Zoo, but yeah, old Steve Irwin's fabulous Australia Zoo, which they have the crocodile shows, and they have the bird shows. And
I've been quite regularly because I've got little grandkids that have yearly passes, and we go and they've got Africa now with more sort of obviously African animals, and they've got like a little water park that
they've got elephants and they've got rhinoceroses and all that sort of gear. And what's your favourite?
The meerkats.
The meerkats, that's right.
And also they now have started accommodation there. So if you go and check out the Australia Zoo accommodation, they're like great little cabins and nice little spot to stay out there on the zoo.
You've also got Aussie World.
Oh yeah, it's Aussie World. That's like a little theme park.
Yeah, it's not quite as big as the theme parks on the Gold Coast, but that's adjoining that is the famous Banana Bender pub.
That's classic, and I'm going to put some pictures of that in the show notes because you've never seen anything like this. It used to be the Edamoga pub, and they did this huge renovation and turned it into this giant replica of a Queenslander house, or including the stained glass and the verandas, and then inside it is so Queensland themed, and surfing, and it's got animals and life-saving equipment and like a big wave that you can stand on, koalas. It's unbelievable.
There's snakes going up the trees, and seriously, I'm pretty confident it's probably the best themed hotel I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it is amazing, and it's and they have entertainment out there, and they have meals and that sort of stuff.
There's a big sort of area that you can either hire for a function, or they put events on there as well.
Well, they do big bands as well.
Yeah, and you can go out there even if just like I've taken my mum out there for morning tea. It's a nice spot just to all the old veranda chairs with the parrots painted on them and stuff. It's absolutely fabulous. I really love that. And let's come back to a bit more arty, shall we?
Okay.
You want to do that? In the main street of Caloundra, which is called Bullcock Street, which is a lovely street actually. They often close it for markets, but I'll come back to that one in a sec. There's the Tourist Information Centre in the main street of Caloundra. Is a really great tourist information centre. So it'd be the place I'd probably recommend you start. Got to find out, obviously stuff that you want to do around the area. All you got to do is have a look in the foyer of any of these apartment blocks like ours, and the what do they call the
brochure stands?
Yeah, they're just like from everything from 4-wheel drive tours, and we're just ticking off a few that we know about. So there's so much more to do as well. There is a street art tour that sort of happens now once a month, and they take you to see. There's some really lovely big murals and things around the town, including the world famous artist that lives here, Stephen Bordenaro.
Yeah. I think we've been a bit biased there, but I still think he's better than Picasso.
So I'm going to put some pictures of his beautiful big murals there. Pete, you say, people, have you seen the mural in Caloundra? And they're like, yeah, I have. And they're fabulous. They're bright. They're a bit
Cubist. They're very Picasso style paintings.
But if you walk around the main street, and all we did was 2 or 3 blocks, there's a few other murals around too. So it's they're embracing the art side of Caloundra, where they're doing up a whole new library and art gallery. So, it's not just going to be for beaches and activities. They're making it a cultural sort of hub as well. So that's pretty exciting, I reckon.
Yeah, and as Lan said, there's all the main street is a very pretty street.
Yes.
It is a very, very pretty street.
On the roundabouts, it's got some beautiful big fig trees, I imagine, and of course they have the obligatory fairy lights on them, and night they shine brightly. And there's some big, giant flower sculptures up the top end of the street as well, and they've been designed with coloured glass, so when the sun shines through, it lights up the footpath area, which is pretty cool. We have a nice little cinema as well here in Caloundra, and it's $10 to get in, or if you want to do the fancy seats, I think it was $15. The leather recliners, and they have all the latest movies, and it's still as cheap as, which is nice just to be able to walk in off the street and pay that to see a movie. Isn't it?
Now Caloundra twilight markets, they're along Bullcock Street.
So that runs along the Pumice-Stone Passage on the water.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, along the Esplanade. Yeah, and they're held on the last Friday every month from 5 to 9.
So you can go down there and they've got food trucks, they've got entertainment. They've also got like the stores that sell stuff. But it's a nice atmosphere down there, sitting on the grass, listening to entertainment and eating some nice. Well, we normally get the dumplings, don't we?
We do. We had them the other day. Caloundra Street Fair, which features over 120 stalls. That's in the main street. That's every Sunday between 8 and 1.
Yeah, every Sunday. And a lot of the local stores are open too. So that's a great one. And they have like everything from your fruit and veggies through to your handmade goods, and entertainment there as well, buskers and stuff. That's a lot of fun. That takes up almost the whole main street, actually. Yeah. And often though, just trying to find a park, and you don't need to, because if you're staying here at Kings Beach or anywhere around sort of the Happy Valley area, it's easy to walk there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the markets here are fabulous, and I think the shopping centre, there's a whole variety of different shops too, from your fashion down to your good Caloundra sort of touristy souvenirs and that sort of thing, and some really what do you call them, well-known and well-liked coffee shops. People might have their own little coffee shops there in the main street, isn't there? Yeah. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the area?
I think probably one of the things that happens every year, and we see it every year from our apartment, is the Whale Highway.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. So, we're on the Humpback Highway here at Caloundra. They go up from obviously Antarctica up off Cairns, up north, to give birth to their babies.
Yeah.
And then they come back. So they start going up around June.
Yeah.
And they finish coming back around October. And the busiest time here in Caloundra is September, October.
Yeah.
Or, sort of August, September, October. And that's when they're coming back. And because Caloundra's here sort of on Moreton Bay, it's a bit sheltered. They come in this side of Moreton Island before they head out, and they jump and play.
Yeah, they basically just play. So there's also whale watching at that time of the year. But
that's pretty fascinating. And there's lots of people putting photos on the Caloundra Facebook page, where they see the whales and that sort of thing. And we also mentioned the shipping channel, which is a great fun to watch as well.
Yeah, look, and seriously, there's not a day when the humpbacks season's on, there's not a day that you don't see a lot of whales. I mean, there's a lot, and you see the babies with them, and it's incredible. It is. It's in some ways, I'm thinking to myself as we're sort of finishing off this. I'm wondering why we ever go away, because after doing this, I'm thinking there's not much you can't do here.
There's not much you can't do,
and the weather, seriously, is fabulous.
Yeah. So, and just before we finish off, obviously there's a whole range of different accommodation styles as well, from self-catering sort of apartments that are here to like hotels, not like a bit more luxury apartments, and that sort of, it's not really short-term stays, are they? They're much more 2-3 nights up to a week, really. Yeah. It's a holiday accommodation, 2-bedroom apartments, that sort of thing. And most apartment blocks have pools, but it's it. And there's so many different choices, is what I'm saying, where you can stay, with a beach view, with a balcony, that sort of thing. So it certainly is, as I said at the beginning, I think it's the perfect piece of paradise.
Yeah, I think probably too, the other side of it too, because we're at the southern end of the Sunshine Coast. So as you go further up through Mooloolaba, Maroochydore, Cotton Tree, up to Noosa, the actual accommodation does get more expensive, and the restaurant, the restaurants are probably more expensive as well. So yeah, this is good value.
And just, if you're coming with the family, there are the major supermarkets. Aldi, Woolworths, Coles, Uncle Dan's, Dan Murphy's. There's all the main players that you need to set yourself up for holidays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's been great talking about our hometown, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of things on those lists that we need to go and do.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah. Well, we haven't done we haven't done the mountain biking,
and I've got to tell you, you're not
You
you're
know
not
what?
going to get me.
No, but I'm going to go and call in there and buy a coffee and just check out the facilities at the top.
I wonder why. I wonder why for the kids.
Yes, of course, because they look like some little jumps and things.
Yeah, they like I did. I went on the website and I thought,
for younger riders.
my goodness, that looks good.
It looks great. So
for very younger riders.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us, as I said, in our backyard today. And we look forward to sharing another part of our gorgeous Sunshine Coast coming up soon. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from her.